Sometimes as leaders, we don't address issues and we allow things to go on for a while till it gets to the point of dysfunctionality. Let's talk about it. I'm Adrian from Adrian's Avenue, and I talk about things that are rich, relatable, and relevant that will help you become the leader that others want to follow. Let's jump right in. Now, when we speak of being dysfunctional, it's really as simple as something not operating properly or normally. It's nothing really out of the ordinary. It's just something that's not functioning like it should be. And our teams kind of get out of whack every now and then. It could be personality conflicts. It could be emotional issues. Could be communication issues. All of the above will qualify. If they go on long enough, it will make your team become dysfunctional and something that you need to address as soon as you possibly can. You as a leader should be so in tune to your atmosphere on your team that you should feel when that undercurrent is happening on the team and go ahead and address it. As a leader, you either create that atmosphere on your team or you allow the atmosphere on your team. So whichever that's going on, you have a huge impact on how it happens. So go ahead when something's going wrong and address that issue as quickly as possible. One of the reasons for a dysfunctioning team may be trust issues, meaning that someone on the team either made a promise and they didn't do what they said that they were going to do, or in the other case, they should be doing something that people are counting on them to do and they're not doing it. Either way, this will bring up trust issues with that person or even you as a leader. This is a credibility point that you need to address on the team. Your credibility is lost if people cannot trust you. Are you reliable? That's another trust issue that may come up. So the dysfunction on the team may be something just embedded in trust issues. In some cases, people join the team and they're a little bit different from the folks that's on the team. Their hair color may be different. They may have different jewelry in different places on their body that we're not used to, but they're different. And so sometimes the issue comes up when they're not accepted into the team and because of their differences. And I would say you don't necessarily have to believe in what other people believe in, but respect their differences. If that's the way they want to look and that's the way they want to come in, if that's what they feel comfortable with, by all means, someone may look at you and think that, there's a difference in you that they don't necessarily care for or like. But if that's their preferences, at least respect where the people are coming from and don't let this become dysfunctional on the team. This is a minute thing that could be resolved very quickly. Respect the boundaries of others and they will respect your boundaries. Well, please don't get dysfunctional with me. Hit that like button and that subscribe button and the share button so that you can remain up to date on the latest information as it becomes available to you. I would arguably say that the biggest reason that some teams are dysfunctional, it's about communication or miscommunication. And this could be resolved in a few simple steps. If you would just ask yourself some questions before you just blurt things out of your mouth, let things come out of your mouth that maybe should not come. But a couple of questions is, why do I really need to say this to this person? Make sure you have a clear understanding and a reason why you need to say it or even bring it up. How do I need to say this to the person? You probably know the person on the team well enough that you know how and when you can approach them. When do I need to say this to the person? If they're not a morning person, because not everybody is a morning person, everybody's not an afternoon person. Some people may be a Monday person and not a Friday person, but you get used to when you need to address things, especially if you want a positive response from the person. You pick the ideal time, the optimum time to go to them and ask them whatever or tell them whatever you need to know, let them know. But how, when, why, where maybe you need to address this. You may not need to address it in a team. You may need to address it on an individual basis, maybe on break, at lunch, make it casual. As managers, we don't always call someone back to our office to have a conversation with them. But take all of these into consideration when you're doing this communication piece. Another thing you want to think about is what you are saying to them and just make it real clear as you can. Now, communication is a two-way street, you all, which means that you're going to say something in communication and how that person receives it is something totally different. You are only responsible for what you say, how you put it out there. You are not responsible for how they receive it. If they're having a bad day or in some kind of mood and they don't want to take you the way that you want to present it, that's not on you. You do your very best to try to get it over clearly, with clarity and plainly and kindly to this person. But if they do not receive it like that, that is not on you. Communication is a two-way street, not just a monologue, but it's how they receive it as well as how you give it. So as long as you do your part, it's upon them to do their part. And if they don't, you've done what you're supposed to do as far as the communication. So let's not let communication be the major point of our team being dysfunctional. I know some of you could be saying, well, Adrian, my team just doesn't get along. And that is a legitimate reason for a team being dysfunctional, people not getting along. This is a little more difficult to pinpoint. It could be one person on the team that's stirring up things or keeping something going on the team, causing confusion on the team, almost like a cancer on the team. But that could be the reason that the team is not getting along. It could be because I've had cases, you all, where I had a team full of women and there was really too much estrogen on the team. Once we got a guy on the team, things calmed down. If we got a couple of guys on the team, they calmed down a little bit more because it was more balanced out and they started getting along better and, more harmony on the team. And so it helped the team a lot. But sometimes it just comes down to sitting down and having honest conversation, people getting things on the table. No one is perfect. The manager, the members of the team, no one is perfect. So if we all understand that and try to work together as a team, don't lose sight of why you're at the job. You're not really at the job to make a bunch of friends. You're at the job to get the job done, come together as a team and accomplish a common goal. Then you go home to your family, and that's the extent of the day. So this not getting along, this is an area that we need to be honest with each other and try to find the deeper issue of why can't we get along? What can we do better? Because those hours that we spend out at the job are longer sometimes than we spend at home. So let's make it as pleasant as possible as team members, and let's get rid of this dysfunction. So no, it's not abnormal to have a dysfunctional team. At times, we've all had teams that didn't function just quite right during certain times, but it is abnormal to continue to have a team not functioning, fighting, conflict on the team always, no harmony on the team. These are areas that need to be addressed. If people need to be moved around or things need to change, this is a responsibility of the manager, of the leader, of the supervisor to get that done. So let's address those issues and let's not continue to have dysfunctional teams. It's not dysfunctional, like I said at the very beginning, it's something that's not normal, something that's kind of out of kilter. So all we need to do, bring it back together and it'll be just fine. I will have a few links in the description down below to help you with bringing your teams together. Some of the videos that are very instrumental in making the team function on a much better and higher level.